Good morning, everyone. Welcome to some inspiration. And today's going to be a very practical class. A few questions that I'm going to ask you, the audience. And before we get to the class, we're going to start off with giving tzedakah. And if you have a coin, please put it in. Put it in tzedakah box. And we're going to say Tehillim. I'm just going to wait a few minutes for people to get on. Not sure if it's catching on. Let me see. Okay, if you're on, just say hello, so I'll know that this is working. Good morning, Boker Tov. Let's see where you are watching from, so we'll know that this is getting through. Good morning, everybody. Boker Tov. Welcome to Tanya Inspiration. There are a lot of concepts in Tanya that we speak about that really improve our lives on a regular basis as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, as a friend. And I feel like the greatest secrets that we have today to healthy living and successful living really comes from our tradition. And so before we get to the question that I had posed today on our Facebook, good morning, Helga. We're going to say chapter 20. So if you would like to put on anybody that we need to say Tehillim for, anyone who needs refuah shalema, if anyone who needs a blessing for success. Good morning, Pauline. Good morning, Elise. I'll put down anybody's names for Tehillim. We're going to say chapter 20. I gave tzedakah already, so feel free to put it in. I'll say chapter 20 together. Here we go. Devorah bas Rezela, Rachel bas Vega. Okay, and feel free to keep adding on the names. Lamnetzech mizmor leDavid yancha Adonai b'yom tzara. Yisagef Hashem Elohei Yaakov. Yishlach Ezracha mikodesh u'mitzion yisadeka. Yiskar kol mechasecha v'alascha yidash nesela. Yiten lecha chavavecha v'chol atzascha yimale. Nirana b'shusecha u'v'shem Eloheinu nigol. Yimale Adonai kol mashalasecha. Ata oyatati ki Yoshia Adonai mishicho. Yaneu mishmei kocha b'gvuras yesha yamino. Elav recha ve'elav asusim v'nachnu b'shem Adonai Eloheinu naskir. Hey makar v'nafolu v'anachnu kamnu v'nisadad. Say it together with me. Adonai Hoshia Hamelach Yanenu v'yom karenu. May Hashem bless you all with a beautiful day, a beautiful week, lots of success, lots of nachas, lots of good health. So the question I posed this morning, and I wonder if this resonates with any of you. Okay, so my question was, how many of you in your relationships feel like the giver, the one that's always projecting and sometimes maybe manipulating, in control? Or do you feel like your relationship, you are the receiver, you accept, you allow others to give you? Are you the super mom, super woman, super wife, best friend, someone who could do it all? Or do you allow yourself to receive? Allow yourself to be pampered. And the key word that I want to talk about today is to be vulnerable. Are you ever in a space recently or in the past, or you used to be and you didn't like it, being vulnerable? Anybody? I'd like you to share in the comments or with emojis so I get the give and take. Hi, good morning, Karen. Good morning, Lynn. Do you feel that you love the role of the giver, taking care of your family, taking care of your friends, bringing over the soups and the food and organizing everything and doing everything and going out and working hard and waking up middle of the night for your children and running all the time? Is that your trajectory in life? Or do you also allow yourself to receive compliments, to receive friends, to get help? In Chassidus, there are two terms we're going to use today. The last class we had, we learned ishapcha and iskafia. So today for all you, good morning, Francis. Today for all of you Hasidic masters, we're going to learn 2 new words, and let me know in the comments or in, with an emoji. Have you ever heard the word mashpia or the word mikabel? Has anybody ever heard these 2 words, mashpia or mikabel? Give me a thumbs up so I know that you're with me. Have you ever heard the terminology? It's a Hasidic word. It's used a lot in Tanya. So for those of us who've been on the Tanya journey, you know the words. Naomi, do you know the word mashpia versus mikabel? Anybody? Okay, put down in the comments. Hey, good morning, Corinne. How are you? Have you heard ever these 2 terms used? Mashpia and mikabel. Now, maybe these are Hebrew words, so I will explain them in English. And then I want you to put down in the comments which one describes you better. Oh, very good, Naomi. So the mashpia is the influencer, the giver. The mikabel is the receiver. Hi, good morning, Rosalie. So which one are you? Ladies, put it down. Don't be shy. Let's be very vulnerable today, okay? It's just me and you. Okay, which one are you? Are you a mashpia or are you mikabel? Anybody want to offer that? Are you the giver? Good morning, Rosalie, and good morning, Lauren. Are you the giver, the mashpia? Are you the mikabel, the receiver? Okay, put that down in the comments. Mashpia comes from the root shefa, to sustain, right? The sustainer. And this is a universal concept, right? Every relationship and every human being has opportunities for both, but some of us are predominantly either the mashpia or the mikabel. So now that I see here, we have some people saying, I'm a giver for sure. Some say I'm a giver, but sometimes a receiver. Some says both. Okay. If someone had to describe you, and I need everyone's input here. Suzanne, good morning. If anyone has to describe you, would they say you're the giver, you're the mashpia? Or she doesn't need anyone's help. She's got it all. She's superwoman. She can guess. She gets up and goes to work. She cleans the house. She doesn't even need a cleaning lady. She runs around delivering food all the time. She'll be on the phone listening to people's problems. She's always giving, giving, giving. Is that you? That's called the mashpia, from the word shefa, to sustain. And many times as mothers, we believe that we need to be the mashpia. Of course, the baby wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Of course, I have to wake up. I'm the mom, right? Someone's sick. My mother's not well. Who's going to run in? Of course, me. I have other siblings, but me, I'm the giver. Do you think, my friends, because a lot of you here wrote you're givers, do you think that is always the healthy space? And does that give you true, I'm not saying superficial happiness, does it give you really deep-rooted happiness to always be the giver? And then we'll get to the sort of the opposite description of the receiver. Okay? Guys, are you the givers or are you the receivers? And is it best to be the mashpia exclusively or predominantly? Okay? Because a mikabel, many times, a receiver, could seem to be weak, right? The weaker sex, right? The more vulnerable, the follower. I don't want to be a follower. I don't want to make myself vulnerable. So I'm just going to be the giver. I'm just going to constantly give. So Corinne's saying better to be a bit of both. Naomi says a strange happiness in giving. But let me ask you a question, Naomi. Is it healthy to always be the giver? Or are there times that for the benefit of your relationship, it's actually good to be the receiver? What do you think? So the Torah talks about a makabel in the shape of a vessel, right? Think about a vessel. A vessel, very nice, Arlene. That's very interesting. A vessel allows something to be put in, right? You are allowing yourself to receive when you have a vessel. That's called a keli. And some of us present a keli that might look like this. It's closed. It doesn't allow for anyone to give. So now I'm going to give you an example. Okay, here we go. And this happens to women everywhere. And every one of you is going to show me that what I'm saying is on track. Okay. Someone comes over to me and says, Goldie, wow, you look like you lost so much weight. Or yesterday, someone said, Goldie, I love the belt you got. I love the belt you're wearing. Now, this belt was given to me as a gift from my sister about 10 years ago. It's probably out of date, but I love it. It's one of these thick belts, and I just love the belt. So I wear it often. So yesterday I went somewhere, and a friend goes, wow, Goldie, I really like the belt. Now, a receiver, okay, would say, thanks. Finished. Someone who doesn't know how to receive will say, oh, it's so old. I got it from my sister. It didn't cost me a dime. I don't even like it. It's so old, outdated. Who resonates with that? How many of you resonate with receiving compliments is hard for us? Okay, give me a thumbs up if that's you. Because I know as women, many of us have the same challenge. We do not know how to receive. Yeah, I see that. I see that. We don't know how to receive. And why? Does that make us feel too vulnerable, too needy? But think about the person who gave you the compliment. My friend says to me, Goldie, I like that. I like the belt. And I say to her, thanks. She feels, wow, I have good taste. Goldie appreciates my compliment. That's a great friend. Or if I say to her, it's so old. You like it? Got it from my sister. So what's that doing? That's shrugging off your friend or your spouse. And eventually they stop giving. That's when your vessel is closed. You will no longer be able to receive compliments. How does that feel in life? When people never give you a good word, because why should they? You're always shrugging it off. You don't know how to receive. And I'm talking from firsthand experience. It wasn't until a couple of years ago when I started learning about a mashpia and a makabel, a giver and a receiver, and I realized being the giver and not giving an opportunity to receive is quite devastating and detrimental for relationships. Can anyone tell me why? Put down in the comments why you think not being able to receive could be very, very devastating in all relationships, as a mother, as a daughter, as a friend, as a spouse. Because giving the ability to someone to physically give you, and you can say thank you, allows the other person to feel connected. If you're always the one when someone calls you and says, you know, I see that you're moving next week and you probably need help. No, I'm fine. Oh, but I really would like to bring over challah. No. What just happened right now? It's very frustrating, Yomi. You, by not allowing yourselves to be a makabel, you are not allowing others to be mashpia. And that can really obstruct a relationship. We are told, and surprise, surprise, we are told that men are the mashpia in Hasidic philosophy, and women are innately a makabel. And why is that? So first of all, look at physically. A man, his just masculine physical body gives, right? He offers the seed. A woman is the mashpia. She receives the seed and then takes that seed and nurtures it into a child. So she receives. If a woman couldn't receive, there would be no children walking the face of the earth. And I know I might be not saying something politically correct, because today they're fighting in the US government that men should be able to become pregnant. It's never going to happen. God made it that women should be the receivers, take the seed, nurture it in their womb with their egg, and after 9 months, give back to the world a child. So we have mashpia, you receive, you receive from the mashpia, so you're the makabel, then you nurture that in your body for 9 months, and then you give back, and then you're the mashpia. And then, of course, we look at a woman's breasts, right? A woman gives sustenance to the child. So as we said before, Naomi and Rosalie, and that we need both, but we start off being the makabel. Now, in a marriage, and tell me with a thumbs up if you ever see this in a relationship, in a marriage where a woman wants to be superwoman, her husband wants to take out the garbage and she doesn't need his help. He wants to open the door for her in the car and she gives him the rolling eyes. He wants to take out on a date and she'll always have an opinion, because his opinion, you know, what does he know about restaurants and things? So she's the one that has to be the mashpia, right? He gives suggestions and she's, no. That actually brings havoc into a relationship. A marriage needs a woman to be feminine. A feminine woman starts off being a makabel, allowing yourself to be taken care of, to be nurtured, to be pampered, to be loved. And then to be able to receive that, fill yourself up, fill up that vessel, and then you can give back. And when a woman is nurtured and loved and pampered and given, then she's sustained, and then she can give back. So remember the cycle. We said first the man gives, just simple biology. The man first gives his seed, the woman receives, she nurtures, creates with God's help this child, then she gives back to the world. And then when she gives back, this cycle starts again. A woman gives birth. She doesn't have to jump out of bed immediately a week later and say, I can do it all. I'll do the cooking, I'll do the cleaning, and I'll do the carpool. Neighbors rally around and they say, can we make meals for you? And the woman goes, nah, I'm fine. I'm good. My friends, has this ever happened to you? Let's be vulnerable. Let's be honest. Tell me on the comments, has this ever happened to you? And how were you able to receive? Were you 20% into the receiving? Were you 50%? Not so sure. Were you excited to receive and thanked and showed gratitude? Yes, I'm ready to receive. I just had a child, I need it. Or you had surgery and you're not feeling good, and your friends heard about it and they want to help you. Are you like, no, I'm good? Or are you, thank you? And it comes from the same space, by the way. And to be honest with you, if you are a very confident woman, you know how to receive. You agree with me or not? If you're a confident, strong woman, then you know how to receive. You know how to receive help. You know how to receive a compliment. You know how to receive a meal. You know how to allow someone to open the door for you. When you're on the airplane and someone wants to take the suitcase off a gentleman behind you says, oh, I'll take it. And you go, oh, no, I'm good. Or you say, thank you. Naomi says, ready to receive and feel grateful towards the giver. Exactly. And Hasidic philosophy embraces the womanhood by saying to the woman, take the role of Makabel and relish in it and fill yourself up. Many times when I talk about the love tanks, I say, you can't give love if your tank is on empty. And in a relationship, if we don't know that we have to fill up our tank, we're going to just die. The car dies, right? The relationship could become a dead end because you are not allowing someone to give. When some of us come from that mindset where if I'm allowing to take, it means I'm lacking. But really, we have to look at ourselves and say, it's liberating. It's so liberating to receive. And that is a paradigm shift. That's a whole pivoting in the way you live your life. Am I always giving? But when I'm giving, am I also allowing others to give me? Am I only a mashpia? Am I also a makabel? In the dynamics of our world, God is the giver, humanity is the receiver. A friend of mine was telling me that she's very fearful of acknowledging the good that she gets. And you could show me or tell me in comments if you feel the same way. She says, whenever things are going good, she's frightened that the next minute, the other shoe is going to drop. Has anybody ever been in that situation? I've heard this literally from friends' mouths. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. That is not a Jewish concept at all. Hashem, as we learned the whole year in Shaar Habitachon, Hashem is only about giving. We want to be able to receive all the blessings. Yes, we have to show gratitude. We have to daven and say thank you. We give tzedakah to show our appreciation. But Hashem is not about, I'm going to give you, and then when things are full, boom, I'm going to do something negative so you know that it's not just about receiving. That's not our God. That's not a Jewish God. That might be a Christian God. It might be a Muslim God. It's not Judaism. My friends, we have to realize as Jews, Hashem is kulo tov. And we sing it every Rosh Hashanah. Hashem, kel rachel v'chanon, erech, hapayim, rav chesed, v'yemes. What do those words mean? Anybody know what those words mean? Put it down in the comments. Hashem, kel rachum v'chanon. Kel rachum v'chanon, erech, hapayim, rav chesed, v'yemes, no chesed, lafim, no teyava. What do these words mean? We sing it. The whole shul, 1,000 people strong, join in with the choir when they're singing this song. What does it mean? Anybody, please put it in the comments. What are we singing? Hashem, kel rachum v'chanan. We're saying, yes, it's the attributes of mercy, the 13 attributes of mercy, that's right. But what are we portraying here? What are we singing to God about? That God, you are the ultimate giver. You are the ultimate mashpia. And we as Jews are the receivers. And acknowledging that you are giving. And we are not scared. Naomi, have you ever heard that? From people saying, I'm scared to receive too much. I'm scared to talk about it. I'm scared to acknowledge it. I think God's going to stop, right? Oh, God's going to stop giving me good because what did I do to deserve it? What did you do to deserve it? You're Hashem's child. Moms, don't you want to give to your child all the time? That's the nature of a parent. We love to give. Hashem loves to give. But do we say thank you? Are we understanding and appreciating how to receive? So now I'm going to ask the question again. Okay? I asked the question a few minutes ago. Now, let's go back. Are you the mashpia, or are you also a makabel? Okay, now put it down in the comments. Which one are you? And if you're not a makabel, if you don't know how to receive, whether it's to receive praise, compliments, gratitude, gifts, is that a good thing? Anyone here married? Do we allow our husbands to give? Or are we that superwoman that doesn't need help? A friend of mine shares this story. You can let me know if you resonate. She was always the super mom. She never needed help. One night she was putting her 3 children to sleep and she was pregnant. Putting 3 little children to sleep and you're pregnant. And she looks around and her husband's nowhere to be seen. So she calls him up and she says, husband, let's say his name was, Darren. She says, Darren, I'm putting the kids to sleep now. I'm my 9th month. I need help. He goes, oh, I'm here at my sister's house. She called me. She needs help. And my friend says to herself, what? I'm pregnant with my 4th. You're at your sister's house? And while she was festering with anger and resentment, it suddenly dawned on her, wait, I project myself as supermom, as superwife. My sister-in-law allows herself to be vulnerable. She allows herself to accept help. So when my husband got a call, when my husband got a call to go help his sister, he ran because she's needy. I'm not. But every woman needs help. Every wife needs her help. So don't come across as superwoman all the time. Allow ourselves to receive. Does this resonate with anyone? Does anyone see themselves in that role where you project yourself as you can do it all? And now you maybe regret? We all need help, but especially when we give this projection to our spouse that we can do it all. And then because our husbands are mashpia, what does that mean, my friends? Because a man is the mashpia, according to Chassidut, and he wants to help, but in your home, he doesn't need to give help. He's going to look for somewhere else to give help. He's going to look for someone else that needs his help. Why? Because he wants to be received by his wife. It's time for us to get off the high horse, become feminine, to become vulnerable. And again, it's not just in a relationship with our spouse, it's with friends too. My daughter just moved. It's very hard for me. It's very hard for me. And I have to allow myself to be vulnerable and share it. When my friends say to me, how are you managing? I would normally have been, oh, we're fine. We're good. No, we're managing. No, we could fly in and visit her whenever we want. And the answer is no. It's very hard for me. And I resort to tears a lot more now because I'm learning to become the receiver. I'm vulnerable. And it's very feminine to say, yeah, it's hard. I miss her. I miss the kids. I'm actually going to cry right now as I talk to you because being vulnerable is so feminine and allows others to be good friends. It allows others to give you, to feel for you, to be there for you, and it makes you more human. Hashem is the ultimate mashpia. We have to allow ourselves to receive. And when we do, when we make ourselves a vessel that's hollow so that we can allow others to nurture us, thank you, Rosalie, allowing others to nurture us, then we make better friends. Because friends like to be there for you. But if we put a wall, and for many years, that was really, maybe because I was a daughter of so many brothers, I think that's probably what it was, being in a home where there's so many mashpia, right? The masculinity was there. And that masculinity sort of rubbed off on me. It made me feel like I also have to have that mashpia factor. So when we started off this class 25 minutes ago, I asked you all, are you a mashpia makabel? 95% of you said mashpia. But now that we spoke and gave a little class on Tanya, is that always so good to always be the mashpia? Can you allow yourself to just be a makabel? To provide a vessel for others to give you? When someone gives you a compliment, do not say one negative thing and just say thank you. Okay? I'm going to try this right now with all of you. Hey guys, you look great this morning. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when a friend says that to you? Can't be, I'm tired. I'm not wearing makeup. I'm wearing too much makeup. My makeup is covering up my tiredness. Oh, my coffee took it. Oh, yeah, my coffee. If it wasn't for the coffee, why don't you just say, thank you. You look terrific today. Thank you. Thank you, Arlene. Yes, that makes us feel good. Women, we have to reclaim the role of being the kabel. Reclaim the role of being the receiver. And when you do, watch the magic that will unfold. People will want to do more. Your spouses will do more. And I'll give you another little example. Your husband says, should I wash the dishes? And most women will say, no, I'll do it. But let's say you start becoming the receiver. So you go, sure. But as soon as he starts washing, you're standing over his shoulder and saying, don't use this rag, use this sponge. Don't use this soap, use that soap. Don't put the plates here, turn them on this way. Are you the receiver? No. You're mashpeeing him. You're just telling him what to do. You're overloading him. And you know what? He's never going to ask you again to do the dishes. So let go and start receiving. Let go. Let others do it and say thank you. Your husband's offering to put the kids to sleep. He puts on the wrong pajamas. Just say thank you. Your husband gets the kids ready for school. He puts on the wrong shirt. Doesn't match 100%. Let go. Let go. And then the more we do that, the more our spouses and our friends will nurture us. And that, my friends, is the Chassidic insight in today's class based on Tanya, the mashpia or the makabel. So we're going to end off with one last question. Are you a mashpia or are you a makabel? Majoritively, what would you like to be? What is your vision? Would you like to be always the mashpia, or would you like to start allowing yourself to be the makabel? That's the way Hashem created the world. It's our relationships with humans. It's our relationship with Hashem. My friends, open up your vessels. Allow Hashem to pour in the brachas. Every morning when you daven, open up your siddur, say the morning blessings, and have a vessel. Just open wide and say, Hashem, I'm ready for the blessings. I don't have to even prove myself. Just the fact that I am your child, God, and I wake up in the morning with a soul, I know you will fill up my tank. Guys, go out there and have a wonderful, wonderful day.